In recent years, animal researchers have studied chimpanzees, helping them to better understand their way of life. It seems though that there's still a lot we don't know about chimpanzees. For example, researchers didn't know why female chimpanzees would leave the group while giving birth to their young. But after studying a group of chimps, the reason for them doing this was justified. It turns out that researchers observing one female giving birth noticed that she hadn't strayed far from the group, and while giving birth a large alpha male swooped in and grabbed the young. What the researchers observed was the male chimp consuming this baby, answering once and for all why female chimps preferred to give birth away from the group. It's discoveries like this that have helped us to better understand these complex creatures. One thing that's been highlighted by conservationists is that chimps, especially in areas around Uganda, are losing their habitat, and some researchers have said that they're well aware of who is responsible. They've observed humans pulling down the local forests, and they said that it angered the chimps so much that they decided to spark a conflict between humans and apes. Although this storyline may sound familiar, the researchers observing the chimps have said it's almost as if they've had enough, and that they've been observed watching humans from a distance while they tear down the forests. One of the first instances was recorded when chimps were seeing the forest being teared down, and then watching the humans head back towards the crops. Due to habitat loss, the chimps were able to come much closer to the edge of the forest and see where the humans would return. Scouts were then said to follow some of the humans back, and this is where they found the nearby crops. Once they found this, the group was called in and they started to raid the area. The group were able to take plenty of crops for themselves and even attacked the humans. The bold move was successful, and it only gave the chimps more confidence. It seems though that the taste of crops didn't satisfy them enough, and soon the chimps would plan their next move, one that would involve them taking on the humans. The group were successful and overpowered the locals, with one report stating that the group were able to take an infant into the forest. I won't go into details, but you can guess what happened next. The chimps knew they were being successful, with the researchers saying that after they made the leap, it only gave them more confidence. The group once again moved into the nearby village, being able to move the locals out the way with ease, and take younger humans back into the forest. Authorities have been called in to help assist the locals with these encounters, but researchers in the area said that not much can be done, and that due to them losing their habitats, they're only going to start to move into nearby areas. With the lack of food in the forest, and the new knowledge that they can easily overpower the humans, it's likely this could be the start of something huge. The Ugandan Wildlife Authority is said to be aware of the problem, but have mirrored what the researchers said, saying that they're finding it tough to protect the private forest that they live in. The issue is that the locals want to grow their crops in the nearby areas in order to feed themselves and others, and some of the nearby forests need to be cut down in order to be able to do this. The Ugandan Wildlife Authority have said they are aware that this isn't the best solution, but states that the human population needs to eat, and that they don't see a way around it. The male chimp's behaviour has changed massively since the locals started to tear down the forest, with locals saying that they're more confident than they used to be, and that going back there had already come so close to humans. One of the issues is that every time they come into human settlements and overpower them, it only boosts their confidence even more. Animal researchers have said there's estimated to be 280,000 chimps left in Africa. Taking out chimps with force is illegal in Uganda, although it's said that rogue chimps can be taken out if they're harming humans and coming in too close, and these chimps would definitely come under that category. As some have pointed out though, it's not their fault that they're coming in so close, and that they're only doing this because their natural habitat is being torn down by humans. So although the locals are complaining about it, it's their fault that they're doing this. One of the locals who had their infant taken into the forest said the following: "I'm scared all the time that other chimpanzees might come back." It's reported that since the incident she's now left and lives out of the way of the chimps. According to biologist Alan Walker from Pennsylvania State University, he states that chimps are over 4 times stronger than humans. Interestingly, recent studies that were published in Proceedings of National Academics of Sciences claim that a chimp's strength doesn't come from its physical form or how it's built, but rather by the fibers and how they're distributed in the muscles. If a human and a chimp were put one-on-one, the chimp would easily be able to take down a human, with some academics even saying that the world's most strongest humans still wouldn't be able to stand up to a chimp. Scientists have documented and studied chimpanzee strength for a long time now, and same as humans, they've said that they've also been observed showing hysterical strength. This is a display of strength that is considered to be not normal. For example, some humans have been seen lifting cars in order to save people, whereas in the case of chimpanzees, they've been observed throwing other chimps through the forest. As of right now, researchers have said they're keeping a close eye on the chimpanzees, and have said that from time to time they will still venture into the communities. Although this story may sound funny, it makes you wonder what's going to happen in the future, and whether the group will attempt to move in permanently. A few months back, several news outlets reported that something was happening to birds in various different countries, noting that they couldn't explain why so many of them were dropping out of the sky. This led people to come forward on social media and detail their personal stories. Oddly enough, it's not just one species that's being affected. Researchers who have been studying these birds, and who have tried to get to the bottom of what's going on, have explained that thousands of birds in the eastern United States are falling out of the sky, with some of these events even being captured by onlookers. It's led some of the researchers to suggest that something big is happening right now, but after collecting the data and expecting these birds close up, scientists have said they're no closer to understanding why this is happening, and said they're worried because it's happening in various places across the world, including England, Wales, Ireland, Australia, Turkey, Egypt and various other countries. As of right now, the scientists who are looking into this have ruled out some of the most common culprits, but said they can't seem to get to the bottom of what's causing these birds to fall from the sky. The mysterious event was first recorded in Virginia, Washington DC and Maryland of May last year, but researchers have said that within the last few months reports are spreading all throughout the country. Wildlife rescue organisations have said they're having reports coming from all across the US, and that as of right now they're at an end, noting that although scientists are working hard to get to the bottom of this, they haven't found anything concrete yet. One person said the following on social media: "There's still many parts of the United States that this is happening, but no one's reporting on it. I live in the eastern United States, and so far I've lost over 200 birds. I've called in the right people and tried to get them antibiotics when they appear to be down, but this has made no difference, and even the vets said they couldn't explain what was causing them to pass away." End quote. Just before Christmas 2021, officials in Spain reported that hundreds of birds were observed falling from the sky, calling it a bizarre phenomenon, and saying that they were working with officials in order to investigate why this happened. Locals in Ferrol, northwestern Spain said that one by one they could be seen falling out of the sky, with local media describing the event in detail and saying that people were running for their cars, as the birds were falling from the sky and hitting people. The event happened at 9 AM, and although police said that no one was injured during the event, they said that it was worrying. Mappy Rodriguez, president of the local resident association, said the following: "They came out of the trees in the emergency area of the hospital, flew a few meters and plummeted into the pavement. The birds have been collected and we're now waiting to find out what happened. We are told it won't be easy." End quote. Scientists in the area though have said that there's nothing nearby that would affect these birds, saying that the only thing close to the area is that of a hospital and some shops. Chelsea Jones, a spokesperson for the Animal Welfare League in Arlington, Virginia, said the following: "In May we started to realize that something unusual was going on. We have received 300 birds so far, but that's just counting the deceased birds. The real total is much higher." End quote. Several of the birds from her organization have been sent to the Virginia Department of Wildlife Resources in order to carry out further investigations. It's now been reported that they're working with the US Geological Survey, with them saying that they have top researchers who are looking into what's caused these birds to fall from the sky. However, as of right now, no one knows what's caused this. They said the following: "To date, all of the findings have either been inconsistent or inconclusive." End quote. It does seem though as if these cases have increased in the past year. Various reports have emerged from countries such as England, Wales, the Netherlands and now Italy, and these are only the ones we know about. Many eyewitnesses have said that they've seen something similar, but that the majority of the time it doesn't get reported by the news. As of right now, it's clear that something is affecting these birds, with some pointing out that these cases could be linked to each other. Perhaps our planet is changing, or perhaps it's us that's causing these events. Back in the middle of September, reports were made that another mass die-off was happening in the southwestern area of the United States, and that it has some scientists worried and confused as to why this is. Researchers said that the birds were not acting themselves, for example not flying away when cars were driving towards them, and just in general being down, something that's not really seen in this area. It wasn't long before eyewitnesses came forward and said that the wildlife wasn't acting normal, and some birds were just falling from the sky. When local researchers saw the numbers, they only then had an idea of how bad it was getting, saying that already hundreds of thousands of birds are showing this strange behaviour, and that the number could go into the millions. Residents in Wales have detailed seeing birds acting strange, noting that native species seem to be on the decrease, with one person saying the following: "In Ainsley, this was being reported a while back, and this happened a few weeks after that initial event, but no one reported on it. I discovered a few of these birds in my garden. What's strange though was that during the night, I could hear loud noises. They sounded like loud booms, and I did say to my partner that this will most likely disturb the local wildlife. However, the next morning there were 7 of these birds in my garden. I talked to my neighbours about the booms, but they said they didn't hear them, and my partner said the booms may have been the military. I'm not saying the two events are linked, but I found it strange how these loud booms happened. Then I found these birds in my garden the following morning." End quote. So what do you make of these mysterious events? Be sure to leave your questions and answers in the comment section below, and help us to grow this community while working to solve these unexplained mysteries. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more videos.